On December 7, 2016, Lewiston police arrested a student accused of attacking a boy with a broken pair of scissors. The victim asked to remain anonymous, but speaks out because he wants his story heard.
Well, I just went to lunch that day, and then the two boys came and grabbed me and held me against the wall while the other one tried to stab me. The broken scissors.
The attack happened at a noon lunch period. He says no one jumped in to help him, but he managed to kick the pair of scissors away and broke free. The boy says he tried to tell a monitor, but nothing was done. So he went to his next class and told a teacher. She alerted the vice principal, who in turn called the school resource officer to investigate. Lewiston police tell KLEW News all of the boys were immediately interviewed. After the victim finished talking with the SRO, he called his mom.
I got a phone call at 3:06 in the afternoon, and he said, "Mom, has the school called you yet?" And I said, "No, what for?"
Sharon Barber says that's the first time she ever heard of the alleged attack, so she called the vice principal.
I asked him how come the school hadn't called me, and he said, "I'm sorry, I've been working on this since 12:30 this afternoon."
Principal Joanne Greer explains.
We were following and trying to figure out the sequence of events and how it happened. And with the victim, we don't necessarily always call. We're just trying to get their side of the story so we can go to the next level.
Greer says she didn't sit in on the police interviews, but stresses this was an isolated incident.
So we take safety seriously. Again, we have phenomenal kids and we have phenomenal staff.
But it's the fact that Barber wasn't notified of the police interview before it happened that makes her so upset.
So I looked into the codes. When law enforcement authorities want to interview a student, the law enforcement authority will fully, completely explain the situation to the principal or designee. So in this case, Mr. Aldis, the principal or designee shall contact the parents or guardians of the student to be interviewed and advise them of the circumstances, which they did not do.
The code also states that a parent will be contacted and no child will be interviewed without parental consent. But the other parents were notified, correct?
The parents of the people that were going to be disciplined, yes, were notified so that they understood what was happening to their child.
I come back to that one every time, that a parent has to be present for them to even have an interview. It's crazy.
But Principal Greer stands by her staff.
So was any school policy violated by staff in handling this incident?
I don't believe so.
But Sharon Barber does. She's since contacted Governor Butch Otter's office and the Idaho State Board of Education. She spoke with Director of Student Engagement Matt McCarter, who had a message for her.
I'm a guy in Boise who works for this system, but there's strength in numbers. And if you have more parents that are willing to stand behind you, then you can be heard. You need to go to a board meeting.
And that's what she's done.
And I'm going to fight and fight and fight until I see justice.
She's been to every school board meeting since, speaking out, trying to get her voice heard. Because even though the incident happened over 2 months ago now, and some may believe the issue is resolved, to her and her family, it's far from over.